I agree with you. I think, I mean, look, television definitely preps you for, like, you know, especially shooting an hour drama, which you were on
An hour. Yeah, it was an hour.
yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know how it goes. 10 months out of the year, 10.5 months out of the year, you're just, it's very consuming. And sometimes it's like 15, 16, 17-hour days. So, we know.
It's very long.
But then you get on a film set and you're like, hang on a second, we're shooting 12-hour days? What? That's it? Like, I get a 12-hour turnaround? You mean I have to be back here in 12 hours, not 6? And I get a night's sleep, and
Yeah, you feel like you're getting spoiled.
oh my God, 100%. I'm like, wait a second, I get to have a little bit of a life too?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And also, like, creatively, they kind of let you explore more and do more and give you a little bit more freedom, which I appreciate. But having said that, like, I'm so attached to Arrow being, you know, have been the Black Canary, still being a version of the Black Canary or Black Siren. I'm so close to it, and it's something that I would never give up in a million years, even if I'm run down to the ground, exhausted. I'm like, it's so fulfilling, and getting to come here, and, you know, seeing fans and seeing everybody, you know, just sort of appreciate what we do and you know, enjoy it. And that's what
I
it's
say
all
that
about.
is the best part about working in this genre is getting to interact like on a level like this. So I'm sure everybody thanks you for coming this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me here.
So, okay, let's go back to Arrow then for a minute here. How, you said you found out, you know, key plot points about 2 weeks before they were filmed. How tight of a lockdown are those scripts on? And how soon do you get things generally in advance?
They never wrote it, actually. They never wrote the scene. I think maybe I shouldn't say that. They didn't write it at least until that day. So they didn't distribute it in any script except, I think that day they gave, you know, cast the dialogue of the scene. I personally went to each and every one of our, you know, series regulars myself after I found out, wanted to tell them myself about the unfortunate news. And I mean, it was really hard. It was really the way you saw the scene play out. As odd as it may sound, or maybe not, but it was very true and honest to that moment and what happened when we shot that. I mean, it was obviously a really hard day, but also for me, the individual, Katie, you know, I basically said goodbye to them and to the team, and that's what I was doing. I was saying goodbye. So it was certainly emotionally challenging, but also very meaningful and heartfelt and honest and true. And I think that's what people sort of, I hope that's what translated anyway.
100%.
Yeah.
It was extremely poignant. And as an actress, I mean, it just must be so difficult to know, like, you're walking away from that character, that you've invested so much of yourself and your emotions and your energy and your time. I mean, how did you sort of reconcile that moment?
I think, you know, I've done this for a really long time, so I feel, and I know television, I know things go this way, you know, and again, like I said, from a writing standpoint, from a producer standpoint, it made sense to me, and I was like, okay, and I kind of just owned it, and I was like, this is the situation, and this sucks, for sure, but as an individual and being part of something that, you know, from day one, but it made complete sense to me, and I just sort of was like, all right, you know, you gotta pick yourself up and put your best foot forward.
Absolutely. Anybody have a question for Katie? If you do, we have 2 mics here. You can line up in over here or over here. We'll get through as many as we can. And while people are lining up, I enjoyed reading your fashion blog.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
And I really want to talk about that just for a few minutes because it's such a diversion from what people may see or expect, you know, from the Katie they know on screen. But it's this great blog, Tomboy Casey. And why don't you just tell everyone a little bit about it?
Yeah, it actually, I started in season 1, and the ironic funny thing is that I started it with my best friend, and
Who's the adorable.
She's adorable. Like like I just want to take her everywhere with me. She's like, and she's also the greatest person.
She's like
ever.
a therapy best friend.
Exactly.
Seems like.
Oh yeah. Thank God for her. I call her Mama Bear. I'm always like Mama Bear. Help. She's an amazing person, and she used to be a lawyer. And as I got Arrow, Laurel's a lawyer, and she also had a blog herself. And the two of us just bonded over fashion. So it was actually her idea, and she came to me and she was like, "Why don't we start a blog together?" Because we always joked about how our styles, like, she was definitely more ladylike, and I was definitely more of a tomboy style. And we would mix and match our wardrobe, and it would be this weird thing that sort of came together in a perfect way and balanced each other out. Because I'd be like, "Lady, that is way too lady-like-ish going on," and she would be like, "Well, you look like you were, I don't know, a tomboy? What's happening? Put on some pumps or stop wearing sneakers." I always wear sneakers. I'm obsessed with sneakers. Anyway, so we had this great balance, and yeah, we just started talking about it, and she brought it up, and I was like, "I love that idea, and I love the fact that I'm playing a lawyer, and on the side doing this blog, and that's what you used to do," and it just sort of happened, and people really responded well to it, and it's a really cool space because it's very encouraging and inspirational, and I think aspirational, and for everyone and women, and just to feel comfortable in their own skin and confidence, that's sort of what it's all about. And we always say, personal style, personal style is just that, it's personal, and it's just a matter of just owning it, wearing it, and your clothing and how you dress is a reflection of who you are. And with a smile, it kind of makes an entire outfit, I think.
Absolutely, and I love it. I encourage all you guys to check it out because
Thank
it's
you.
really,
That means
it's
so
really
much to
great.
me. Thank
Oh
you so
yeah,
much.
I'm a fan. Okay, let's start over here. Hi.
Hi. I was wondering, it's actually part of what you just said about confidence and people being confident. How much did you feel playing such a strong female character would help females become more empowered and stand up and realize they can do a lot more things? And the second part is, since you've invested so much of yourself in that really strong female character, how do you feel now seeing Oliver referring to the Black Canary and what Laurel stood for now that she's gone while he's putting that new team together?
All right. Two-part question. Let's take the second part first, and then we'll go back to the confidence side question.
On a personal level, I think that I've always said, and I still will say, and truly believe everything happens for a reason, and I think hard work really pays off. And yeah, I'm going to answer this sort of as in one, as an individual, as a woman, as a creator, as an actor, as somebody who really invested and worked really hard and gave everything I had to this show. Obviously, it was a little bit of a moment. I found out I was the one that was killed, or getting killed. And it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was tough. It was hard to sort of take it and know just my mentality, and this is what I always encourage people to do, and I know it's hard, but to try to find courage and strength within you. Because we all go, and I know that I'm talking about something intelligent, like people go through struggles in life that are way more, difficult and challenging as opposed to just, yes, I'm an actor, I've been on a show, and I don't mean to sound like, there's obviously people who go through real life things that are a lot more difficult. And it's just trying to find the strength and confidence inside yourself to overcome it and rise above it, as opposed to letting it get the best of you. And that's something that I really focused on when I found out, and I just tried to have a positive attitude and be as, sort of leave in a very graceful way and a thankful way, because I am so grateful and thankful for everything that they've done for me on the show, and being able to be a part of this world and be here and meeting everyone and actually getting to FaceTime with people who enjoy it and are thankful. That's so awesome.
I just think it's important because it's so easy to get consumed in the negative things too. It's just sort of like what you focus on. It's like focus on positive things. Like there's a reason this happened. There's, you know, I'm about to wrap this awesome film, and before that I did this other movie, and I wouldn't have gotten, you know, a chance to do that if I was still on, you know, like I was before on Arrow. But yet I'm still involved, and I got to then now, you know, my character turning into Black Siren, like, that was so cool. And it's just like life, it's evolution, and it's just owning it and accepting it, and sort of, again, like putting your best foot forward. I really hope I just answered your question.
And she totally is kick-ass, and you were amazingly graceful in those final scenes, and made me well my eyes out, so thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
thank
she
you
was.
so much. Thank
You
you.
were.
That's very sweet.
Thank you. And now we'll go over here. How are you?
Okay, so I have an acting question. As an actor, I'm often told about approaching characters differently physically, embodying the character. The difference between Ruby, Laurel, and even Laurel and Black Siren is amazing in the fact that even though you look physically the same, just the little tiny minutia just led to changing the character and making you a completely different person. Is there a specific way you go about doing that, or do you find that like those idiosyncrasies come naturally to you as an actress putting them forward into a character?
That's a really good question. I do feel as though they come naturally in a way, but I do think about it. It's not, but I try not to overthink it because I don't want to put anything on. Like I do want it to be natural, and hopefully, you know, doing backstory and just sort of, you know, script analysis or character analysis, hoping all of those colors and details are filled, that it would actually change the physicality of the character. And I have thought about it, and I think that it's interesting. I have a photographic memory, and when I read things, and very visual, so when I read something and I'm reading a character, usually I'll have visions of things. Like when I read Black Siren for the first time, I was like, she reminds me of like a cat or something that's more, she's like hunting or you know, like I just had these like visions of animalistic sort of ways that she kind of carries herself, and that happens often with many characters, and so I kind of just go with it as opposed to questioning it or thinking too much into it. I'll be like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder why I'm thinking of a tiger or a cat or a Black Panther, or I don't know. I just sort of try to, you know, go with whatever pops up into my head and trust myself.
Awesome.
So align yourself with an animal when you approach a role. This is
Yes.
physically
100%.
Well, it definitely changes your center of gravity, so that's good advice. Thank you very much. Hi,
Which
how
is
are you?
very evident in your portrayal of Ruby in your first episode when you were coming in with the knife to save Sam because of the angle you come in. Your mindset for the female huntress is really evident. You laid down some amazing groundwork for her, and while I hated seeing her go, I loved your replacement because she's made the world for Supernatural and Jared such an amazing thing.
Oh, yes,
And his Always Keep Fighting campaign was a major thing for the Supernatural family, and your comments earlier made me think of it, so thank you.
Thank you.
for being here.
Thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. Thank you. Hi.
Hello. So first off, I want to thank you so much for everything that you did. Arrow helped me go through one of the worst moments of my life. And the Black Canary is my favorite superhero, and seeing you embody such a powerful, strong woman really encouraged me to get up and be a better person and try to help other people. But what I wanted to ask you was,
Tell me your name again.
my name's Anthony.
Anthony. Hi, Anthony. Thank
Hello.
you. That means a lot. Thank you. I'm glad.
It really means a lot to me as well. I wanted to ask you, if they were to ask you to come back on to any one of the 4 DC superhero shows, would you rather come back as the Black Siren, or would you rather come back as Black Canary?
That's a good question. Well, I think you have to watch
Oh.
this season, all 4 shows.
Oh.
And I think that might answer your question. But can I have a hug anyway? Because that was really sweet of you to say.
Oh my God.
Someone take a picture of him. He has the video, so hit him up afterwards. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. All right, hi, we're gonna go over here.
One, I just wanted to say that I loved Harper's Island. Whenever I talk about it, people are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it was a thriller every week, and you just want to know who's going to die next.
By the way, we didn't know. I don't know.
You did? Okay, that was going to be one of my questions. Like, that was in the back of my mind. I was going to ask you later.
Yeah, because I was like, girl, me too. Every week I was like, am I going to get killed off this show or what?
My mom let me watch it, even though I was probably a little too young to watch it. But
Yeah.
it was brilliant. But what I wanted to ask was, I religiously watch Supernatural. And I've gone through many conventions. They always tell us about the pranks they pull, about how they're so good at being bad. I was wondering if they ever pulled a prank on you, or if you have any kind of funny memory from set regarding that.
Jared and Jensen.
Yeah.
Those two. I mean, it was my first job as a series regular. And so, and I think I was 19 or 20 at the time. And I was definitely a, perfectionist. Like, knew everything, like, to a T, was definitely prepared. Like, I was like, I'm never gonna have to remember the sides, which sides are just these little things they give you on the day. I'm realizing I'm using all these terms.
Yeah, the sides are just like little, only the scenes of the day.
Yeah, that you're gonna shoot.
Yeah.
So, I was like, I'm gonna refer them, and I'm gonna be told, as professionals I possibly could be. And of course, Jared and Jensen, they were awesome in so many ways, but like come episode like 3 or 4 that I'm doing, they just decide to be on the other side of the camera, so it's on my side getting my coverage, and I'm so serious and wanted to do the best that I possibly can. They're sitting there like making faces at me and like trying to distract me and definitely not saying the right lines and starting to get me like tongue twisted. And I just remember I was so embarrassed because I messed up my line. And I don't know if you've ever had this moment, but I think every actor has, where you just go blank on dialogue in your head. And I was so terrified. But when you have Jared and Jensen, who are like really good looking on the other side of the camera, and they're just staring at you, making ridiculous faces, I'm like, how do you guys expect me to focus? Fair. So yes, they did that quite often, and I appreciate it. It's very fun. They're 2 wonderful, great people, and certainly, being the first time being a series regular on a show, I learned so much from them, and it was an awesome experience.
Because apparently them picking on you is their sign of liking you. So at least they like you.
Yeah, right? That's what I thought was a good thing. I think this is a good thing.
Yeah, thank you. And what fun to work with like such a great cast. And who has is the cast of Arrow just as fun? Flash, like
Yeah, it's interesting.
equally as jokey or
Well, John Barrowman, yes.
he's amazing.
He's amazing. I have a really funny story, which I've shared before, but I don't know if you guys have heard this. I shared it during one of my panels a couple months ago, but it's pretty good. So I'm on set. I'm shooting some sort of serious scene of some sort, and it's with Steven, maybe Emily, I think. And I'm just sitting there, and they're setting up, and so I'm on my computer getting some work done. All of a sudden, by the way, John Barrowman is not in the episode, and it's certainly not supposed to be in Vancouver, let alone on set or in my trailer. I wasn't in my trailer. I was on set, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, doing something totally different. all of a sudden I get these text messages.
Yes.
I get these text messages, and it's John Barrowman. Photos, okay, of literally, like, so this is my couch. His ass on all of my furniture, in my trailer, in my refrigerator, on my doorknob, and he's just like taking these selfies of his bare ass all over my trailer, and I'm like, hang on a second, John Barrowman is in town? And let alone, like, he's in my trailer? And Steven was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I'm sorry. Look, and I show him these photos, and I swear to God, like, Steven, it's hard to get him, like, to break character, and actually, like,
Yeah.
he, like, legitimately laughed out loud and was like, oh my God, his ass is all over your trailer. And I was like, yes, yes it is, thank
Thanks
you.
for pointing that out, dude.
Yeah, it was really special. He does these things often.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I have a little bit of John Barrowman ass in my life.
Something you could never unsee.
I know, right? I'm like, you know what?
Thank you, John.
Yes, I'll take it.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you for breaking this scene for me.
Yeah.
You know, some sort of prank scene of some sort, but appreciated it.
Oh my gosh. But so great again to work with people who are fun and that you enjoy working with.
100%.
Yes.
So fun and so important to have that likeness.
Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
First of all, I want to thank you for like letting me bring superheroes back in my life. When I was a kid, I like really liked them, but then I was like scared that people wouldn't like me because they're like superheroes. But like watching Arrow now, I can like it and it's cool and stuff.
You've also come to the
Superheroes
right place.
are so cool.
Yeah. And
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
What is it like playing like a like physically powerful character like a superhero on the show?
It's so empowering. It's so, I realize how much actually just, training and going to the gym, and it actually does, aside from the physical aspect, mentally, it's so good and healthy for you, and I really felt that, and I felt that shift, and I felt really good about myself, and I felt, and that's what, superheroes are all, especially turning into one, that's what it was all about for Laurel. It was amazing. It was such an amazing experience, and the boxing and the fight training too, as a woman, like, I'm not gonna lie, it was really cool to be able to walk down the street and be like, hey yo, if anybody here is gonna mess with me, I can kick your ass. Seriously. It just is like something that I thought was really fun and cool, and to know that and to learn that and just to sort of, it was something that was different and new, the fight training and aspect of it all. But I loved it. I loved every second of it, and I just want more.
Absolutely. There's
why
something
not?
very interesting about being a physical actor, like you've described yourself, and just being able to put like all that into a role, and almost, things you wouldn't do in life, you get to do on screen. So I imagine that was part of it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously I have a stunt double, and thank God, because I don't actually jump off buildings. I know, it's crazy. She was amazing, is amazing, and I think stunts in general, it's a huge, huge part of the reason why we are such a great show, and they have, hats off to them, because they kill themselves every episode, and they are so good, and so make us look so good, and I wish I could do all of the things that they do. Some of it I can, but also then there's a thing, insurance. They're like, yeah, you're the actor, we can't break your face today. So, I'm always like, yeah, come on, let me do it. And they're like, no. But thanks for learning how to do it. But again, I just think it's like the mentality and going through it, and I do as much as they allow me to, but yes, I think, again, I'm so grateful for our stunt team and crew. They're awesome.
Yes, thank you. And listen, it's cool to love superheroes.
It is cool, and you know what? You're cool. So
Yeah.
superheroes are awesome, and you're awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
today.
Thank
Hi.
you. First off, I just want to say thank you for coming to conventions like this and giving us the chance to like hear and listen and talk.
Thank you
That's
for
awesome.
inviting me.
My question is actually a throwback to Harper's Island because that's what I first fell in love with you on. And just how different is it filming on a set like that where like the cast is changing so drastically from episode to episode and like you're losing people and the dynamic shifts so much from day to day?
Compared to Eric?
Just compared to, yeah, like a more consistent, like, you know it's gonna go on longer, you know more people are around longer, like how do those, like the connections between like the characters and the cast members when you know any day could be like, that's it.
It's interesting. That's a really good question. I think the thing about like a show like Arrow is, and I will say to this day, the cast members, the crew, I've been there, you know, for 5 years, and you go in every day, you know, all day, 15 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and first thing in the morning, and for 5 years, they're family. And I have a wonderful relationship with all of the actors, and I love them all very much. You know, Harper's Island, it is a little bit like that, but we didn't shoot nearly as long. You know, we shot like 8 months. So that history isn't necessarily, didn't have the opportunity to sort of develop or grow into the relationships that I have with a lot of the cast members and crew on Arrow. But I think that's sort of just what happens in the industry, you know, because if you're on a film, it'll be 3 months here, and then, you know, you move on and then go do something else and meet a whole other group of people, which is also pretty awesome because you get to meet a lot of people, and people just sort of understand, like, that's just how it goes. Like, you'll go onto a set. I just shot this movie cover versions, and we shot for a month and a half, and then I went on to this movie Grace, and, you know, it'll be like 2 months, I guess, coming up, and Tate Donovan, he rapped, and I cried when he rapped, and I was really sad, and I was like, oh, this is like the sort of thing that happens, and you appreciate, you know, the other person, and love the relationship that you've gotten to develop with them, and then you just sort of move on to the next, and that's sort of how I experienced Harper's Island. But what's so cool about it is Christopher Gorham comes to these things, and I get to, you know, see them, and so much time has gone by, and, you know, obviously follow him on social media and whatnot. So it's cool to have those run-ins, and yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Great question. And you're going to ask that question in the Walking Dead panel, right? Same. Yeah. That's what I figured. Yes, hi.
Hi, if you could assemble your own team, who would it be on it?
In what world?
Any.
Yes. Who said that? That's right. He said Birds of Prey.
Any superheroes?
Any superheroes? Okay, I like this. Well, can we just, well, shoot.
You know what? I think this is a good question for her to answer on her Twitter later today, after you really put some thought into it.
I do need to think about this because, yeah, I don't, just give me a minute. I will answer it. What's your Twitter? Do you have Twitter?
No.
No?
Instagram?
Okay, she'll answer it on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah?
Can you write down your handle? Your handle, what's
You know
your
what?
name on Instagram?
Let's do it this way. You follow her on Instagram, yeah? Okay, comment on the post where she talks about it, and then she'll know it's you. Say, I was the girl in the bad man t-shirt.
Oh wait, I don't know if you should comment on it because I don't read the comments. Don't you know not to read the comments?
Well, she'll comment right away, so it'll be bumped up.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Or write on a post-it and hand it to somebody, and I'll make sure to tag you.
Yep, sounds good. Done. Plan.
Can we do that?
Thanks for that really hard question.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a good question. That's what makes it hard. Yes, hi.
She's ruminating. I want to give you time.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Karis, and this is a fashion question.
I love it. Girl, I love your hair.
Oh, thank you.
So cute.
So, Black Canary's costume on Arrow was very comic book canon, but in the Flash universe, Black Siren's costume looked a little bit different. I was wondering if you had any personal input into the costumes, and if not, was there anything you would have added to the costumes that wasn't there, like pockets or something?
By the way, I appreciate you so much, you have no idea. Because I pay attention to detail.
Yep.
Yes. Yes, Black Canary, Maya, she's incredible. She's designed all of the superhero costumes and villain costumes. She's fantastic. With Black Canary, she did let me, give my 2 cents about, if you notice, the biker gloves. The biker gloves it was my idea to do biker gloves in general. And, thank you, the lace, or fishnet material on the outside. I had mentioned that I thought that would be cool. And she had it so that there were slits in the leather pants, and there would be fishnets, like behind the slits.
Yeah.
But instead I was like, I don't know, it'd be kind of cool to just incorporate fishnet material in other ways aside from that. So we came up with the gloves, and then the bodysuit underneath. The top of it is fishnet. And I definitely recommended the boots, but also, aside from a fashion thing, I was like, we need to make it so this costume is easy to get in and out of.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit in this costume for 17 hours a day, every day.
Right.
And I'm gonna have to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So, we sort of figured it out together, and Black Siren, she knew my sizes, and I put it on, and we were like, done. This is awesome. So there wasn't really more to that costume, but it was definitely, felt like she already knew me by then. She knew that what I liked, and
Well, you looked amazing, so.
thank you very much, I appreciate that.
Thank you for answering my question.
Great question. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. First, I'm Tom, but first part of my question is that my friend Isaac, who couldn't be here, wants to say he's got a massive crush on you, Katie. So.
Well, thank you, Isaac, wherever you may be.
And now my question is, since Supernatural and Arrow are basically in Vancouver at the same time, have Jared and Jensen ever pranked anyone aside from you, and have you helped them with one, maybe?
Oh no, but that's a really good idea. Why haven't we thought about this?
A crossover prank.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh, I am getting involved now. Yep. And Jensen lives in my building.
That makes it perfect.
It's perfect. Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. You're right.
Yeah.
I know.
I like that she's planning the
I know. She's like, I got ideas.
Here's what you
Let's
need to
talk
do
later. Yeah. She's like, I'll hit you up on Instagram.
I love it. Love it.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you.
My name is Joe. I write for an online publication called Graphic Policy, but I've been a huge fan of Arrow forever. Since Laurel went through the slow burn from Laurel Lance to Black Canary, were you a fan of the quiet exit, or did you want the more badass way to go out?
You mean the way that they wrote it?
Yeah.
Or did I want... No, I mean, I don't really like either version. It's kind of like this sucks in general, but I will say that I felt, again, I feel like I tried to lead gracefully, and I don't mean just as the character, I mean as the individual, and being grateful and gracious and honored to be a part of something that's been so, received so well and has been such an enormous, part of my life for the last 5 years, and met such great people and a hit. It was just, I don't know, I kind of feel like the quiet exit, if you were to call it that, is the appropriate way to handle something like that, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I mean, you're right. You have to be, it happens. It's part of the business. It's television,
Right? Yeah.
And yeah, well, did you give a little protest when you first found out?
Well, like to who? Like to the writers? Don't know, you can't do that.
No. I would have pitched an alternative ending,
I love that. Oh my God, I totally should have.
I
have.
see how this is going, but let me tell you this.
I have an idea.
But you're right, you have to be graceful, and you know, the way she went was the way she went, ultimately.
Yeah, and I did not do that in the moment because I was like, when I got the phone call, first of all, let me just tell you how this went down really fast.
Yes.
I got an email. It was like, Mark and Wendy would like to sit down and have a meeting with you next week. And it was the subject. I didn't even open the email. My first reaction, message to Mark. Hi, I just got an email that you want to have a meeting next week. Please don't make me stress out over the weekend because I feel like you're about to tell me something really bad. Can you please call me when you have a chance? Because I'm freaking out and I don't want to freak out all weekend. Thanks. Didn't hear back from him until the next day. Hi, Katie, so sorry I was busy. I'll call you later today. Okay. Calls me. Hi, Katie, we have Greg, Andrew, Mark, Marcy, Doreen. I was like, by the way, that's like way too many people to be calling you at once unless it's very bad news. Or very good news, but at this point I was like, I mean, my character was turned into a superhero, like, how much better could it get at this point?
Right, it's gotta be bad.
I was like, okay. Mark was like, yeah, so I have to tell you, Laurel's the one in the grave. And I was like, yep, okay, great. Thanks for letting me know. I have to go. I'm really upset. And I don't want to say something I regret. So I have to go now. Thanks, bye. Then I cried and screamed and, you know, had a tantrum, but just not in front of them. Save face a little bit, but now I'm, you know, admitting it to the world, so that's cool.
Yeah, now you're putting it out there. Thank you, though. Great question. I hope we answered that somewhere in there. Yeah. Hi. Yes, your turn.
I have a question that has literally nothing to do with the topic at hand.
Good. That's lovely. Fresh, new, I love it. Give it to us.
I'm not sure if you have watched this movie, but what are your thoughts on The Nightmare Before Christmas?
What are your thoughts?
It's a great movie. I've had arguments with myself whether it's Christmas or Halloween. I just agreed it's Thanksgiving.
Well, there you go. I like the way you think. We're gonna go with that. I don't think I can top that answer.
I don't think it is Christmas because it's The Nightmare Before Christmas, so I would agree with you. Yeah, we'll go with that. Is that your favorite movie?
Above all time, for Thanksgiving, yes.
For that quarter of the year. I love it. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. I don't know how you're going to beat that question, but give it a whirl.
This is another question referring to character death in television, but also within comics, within movies, within all forms of media. So often it seems that it's female characters who end up being fridged, and to essentially further the development of other characters, and I know that's a thing that's been happening for a very long time. Do you feel like you were fridged on Arrow?
I feel as though, again, and I truly feel this way, as a story point, killing off a main character, you can't kill the Arrow. The show's called The Arrow. The next person after the Arrow, Black Canary, you know, the story point, killing off a character like that, it sends other characters into so many different, it gives the writers so much freedom and so many more places to go. And by the way, still keeps the show fresh and interesting, and now there's new characters and there's a new team, and it's the platform that the writers have that they can now, you know, jump off of. And I don't necessarily think it has to do with male, female, any of that. I think it was just like, well, it was like a political sort of situation, and that's what happens. Again, television, you know?
Yep.
You never know.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. That's a great question, actually. It made me think. And now we have 4 people left, and we have like 4 minutes. So let's do like, I don't want to leave anyone out there hanging without getting to answer their questions. So we'll do a little quicker, rapid, you know.
Hi. First off, I want to say I've been a fan of you since you were Ruby. I think she was badass, and I loved her.
Thanks, girl. Thank you.
My question to you is a little personal along with that. On all the characters you played that were the badass females, which one did you identify with the most?
Black Canary and Black Siren. feel like there's like a little bit of both in me. I mean, I know like Siren, she's a villain, and I hate being mean, but it's so fun when you're doing it as pretend. So definitely those two.
Yes, thank you. Great question.
Thank you. Yes.
It actually kind of goes along with that pretty well. With the characters of Laurel Lance and Black Canary, it's a very diverse character. You see her go through a lot for the time span. What parts of the character were you able to relate to, and if any, what parts were you like, I've got no idea what to do there, I don't know how that feels?
To be honest with you, I don't feel as though there was something where I was just stumped. It wasn't just like, if I ever felt at a point, you know, within the 4.5 years that I didn't understand, I would talk to our creators or producers or writers and just say like, hey, usually if something is, like I'm missing a piece of information, and I would be like, I don't understand why Laurel wouldn't do this. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I definitely identify with the character, I think probably the most of any character I've ever played. I also, as an actor, I try to do things as realistically as possible, and, you know, training and evolving, you know, sort of becoming a fighter in general, while Laurel was becoming a fighter and superhero. You know, I just felt like I wanted to be as authentic as I possibly could, and I just played the character as honestly as I could, and I couldn't tell you there was something about her where I was sort of at a loss. I think that what's interesting is the relationship with Thea was a little bit more complicated for me to just comprehend, because I didn't have a lot of scenes with her season 1, and I hadn't really thought about their relationship much. I was so focused on the relationship and backstory of Tommy and Oliver and the Queen family, but not necessarily Thea individually. And so when they started writing scenes for Thea and I together, I remember being like, I've never spoken to this character in 2 years, so this is weird. What's my point of view? I remember being like a little lost, but it was just because I needed to sort of fill in, again, like the backstory and details, and you know, just sort of understand where the writers were going with that relationship, because I was a little, you know, thrown off, I guess, so to speak, because I did not necessarily think the two of them would be, you know, obviously Speedy and Black Canary together, like, yeah. I didn't necessarily know where it was going, so having a conversation with them and talking with Willa obviously made things a lot easier and helped me out doing a little bit more backstory.
All right, thank you very
Awesome,
much.
thank you. All right, 2 very fast questions.
Hello. Who is your favorite DC superhero and who is your favorite DC supervillain?
Superhero and supervillain only in the DC universe. Go.
Well, can I just say Black Canary?
Yes.
Sure.
And that's what I would say too.
Sorry, I mean.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great
Amazing.
question. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
Last but not least.
This kind of follows up with her. If you could play any female villain in general in any universe, you had that opportunity. Who and why?
Any female villain,
Villain.
Marvel or DC,
Or any other universe.
or any other universe.
Really like the villain I'm playing-ish, sort of still. But also, I don't know if you consider her, I guess she's the villain Catwoman? Yeah, Catwoman, oh wow.
There's room for you to play
animal,
Catwoman.
Talk about the animals.
thing, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
like
a
the
great
cats.
idea.
Catwoman.
Let's make that happen, you guys, on social media.
I love it.
What? Okay, done. Let's tweet it. All right, guys, thank you so much. Katie, thank you so much, you guys.